All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm Poke Eye Doc. I'm an actual eye doctor in real life, and I'm starting a Pokemon business. And then, if you've been following the channel so far, I've been kind of showing you like my thoughts of like how I want to go about this. And then there's actually one thing I've actually started before I started making actual YouTube videos for this. YouTube videos is the main thing. That is my goal. I'm going to take um, uh, Pokeiani's like, his thing that he suggested is like just, focus on getting cash flow and just do like YouTube videos. And honestly, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't really need to make it any more complicated than that. I'm gonna do this so super lazy. I'm gonna sell into the bull market that we're in, because that is what we're in right now, at least today when I'm filming this video. So anyway, I'm selling my personal collection. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I just started my personal collection. I didn't even know how crazy this market was when I first started buying Pokemon back in like August of last year. Um, I don't even remember what started it. Oh yeah, my son got into it and we went to an LGS, and then he started doing Pokemon Club and he started getting into it, and it just reminded me about all this, the Pokemon stuff that I was interested in. And I remember the guys telling me like, hey, it's like impossible to buy Pokemon cards now because like they're not anywhere. And I was just like, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know like this is what Pokemon was at that moment. So anyway, so fast forward it, I started buying things on like eBay, things like, because I just wanted to. I saw my son collecting things. I was like, I want to collect too, but I don't want to just collect random stuff because he's just not getting into it. So like it's so new to him that like he's learning what his favorites are and stuff. Right now it's better now. Like now he knows like Charizard's favorite. Could have guessed that. And then like all the evolutions are like it's like second favorite too. So that's like his thing. And then, of course, like mine is Dragonite. It's always been my favorite Pokemon from I guess one since Lance used to beat my butt in Pokemon Yellow. But anyway, so I'm selling my personal collection. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I've got. It's not a lot. I had just started before I started really getting into it, before YouTube started showing me Pokemon investing content. And then that took me down on a huge rabbit hole because that's how I got to where I am right now. So anyway, so I've got a few slabs, right? And so I learned I didn't even know slabs were a thing. So like I learned that you can buy, pristine Pokemon cards that were rated. So all the cards that I was collecting at the time were all slabs. And so Dragonite's my favorite Pokemon. So that is one of the first ones I want. For whatever reason, I was really drawn to the rainbow cards. I later found out like a lot of people don't like them, but I think they're super cool. And Dragonite's my favorite Pokemon, so like this was like a no-brainer. I bought this card. It was like when I bought it on eBay, I'm pretty sure it's like 450. Right now, it's selling for about $900. So as soon as it touches 1,000, I'm getting rid of this. Like I'm not gonna hold on to it. I'm going to continuously remind myself not to be emotionally attached to things. And so I have different goals that are more important than holding on to a rainbow Dragonite from Sun and Moon. I also bought another Dragonite from Sun and Moon. It was like a promo card. I sent out 2 cards to Arizona TCG last week before I started making this YouTube video. So I'll update as soon as I get those sold. I'll update how much I made from those. So I'll tell you guys how much profit I made. I mainly sent those off to just get used to the concept of sending things off to them, so I'll have a better understanding of it. But I should make a profit off of it regardless. So I'll tell you how much I spent from the eBay, and I'll tell you how much I made once I get both of those back. And then I'll tell you how the process was and how easy it was. Because my goal is to just do this the simplest way. So people already sell things. I don't have a business website, and I'm not making one. So anyway, so then I have Celebrations Mew. My son, from before, I think he was like 5 when he opened up a Pokemon card. It's like first Pokemon cards that he ever opened up. This was like his first card he ever got. So I rebought this because he lost it. Some kid stole it from him. So it's, I guess it's in the middle of that value at that time. I'm still gonna let this go though. I got it because it reminded me of that, but at the same time, like I'm not holding on to anything. Radiant Charizard. So my goal is with some of these, if you listen to the other video, my goal is to sell into trends. And so with the Mew Celebration, my goal is to sell into a trend. And so Celebrations right now is pretty hot. So I'd assume this Mew eventually is probably going to trend up. And when it does, this is going straight to Arizona TCG. And then same thing with Sword and Shield. As soon as Crown Zenith goes up, I'm selling this Radiant Charizard straight into that trend. I got this Charizard because my son likes Charizard. So it's like, oh, I'll find a card that we can kind of look at together. And it's Rainbow. I like rainbows. I know people don't like them. But anyway, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it looked so cool when I got it. I'm still gonna get rid of this one. This one's gonna be a little tricky, I think, of getting rid of. I looked at the trend and it's been like the same price for like years. And this is from, I'm pretty sure Darkness Ablaze. Pretty sure. Whatever no, Champion's Path. That's what this is from. Champion's Path. And I looked into how popular that set was. Apparently it was super popular when it first came out and then immediately died out like Vivid Voltage. And it hasn't came back since then. So I don't really know if this is actually ever going to trend up. And so this one, I might just take a loss with and just kind of get even money back. I'll figure it out though. So I'll keep an eye on kind of figure out how I'm gonna get that. Lugia, I'm gonna get rid of that one. This one's from Silver Tempest. So if that ever gets its day, if it's an uptrend, I'm sure Lugia is gonna go up. Probably won't necessarily be this one, but I do think for some reason I feel like rainbows are underrated because they're not popular. So I'm speculating a little on that too, but same thing. If that goes up, I assume this is probably gonna go up with it. I'm gonna sell within that trend. And then Dragonite V-Star. This one was just kind of like a cheap rainbow card. It's like, I bought this was like $98. I know that's not really cheap, that's kind of expensive, but compared to the other Dragonites I bought, this one was relatively cheap. And I didn't know about pop values when I bought this. So I realized when I bought it that like this is like a high pop, and then the other Dragonite, because this is from Pokemon Go. Yeah, this is from Pokemon Go. And the other Dragonite's from like Sun and Moon with the pop value of, I think it was like less than 100. And then this one, if I remember, was like over like 20,000, which is kind of crazy. So I didn't realize how rare and unique a card could be. Well, I knew how rare and unique cards could be. I didn't realize how it could be tracked. So that was like a learning experience back in like September, October. After I bought the cards, I learned these things and then like scanned them and like I learned that stuff. So anyway, so I learned what slabs were a thing and learned that the 10 is the highest value and all that other stuff. And so it's a small collection. There's 2 other cards. Like I said, I sent those out to Arizona TCG already last week before I started making this. So I'll update you guys exactly how much I paid, how much I made from it. And then I'll update you guys too when I actually sell these. But my goal throughout this whole process is just to keep things so simple. I'm not trying to stress myself out. I just want to make the content and sell into the trend until I can't sell into the trend no more. And then after that, hopefully I'll have cash flow that I can use for other things. And if it's not Pokemon, I'll just throw it in Tesla if there's ever an opportunity for that too, because it's something that I constantly invest into. But my goal for Pokemon business right now is to just make cash flow, buy off the secondary market, and then I know I can't flip it. I don't have time to sit at Target or Best Buy before they open at 4 o'clock a.m. Kudos to people who can. I've got kids, I've got a full-time job. And then honestly, actually no, it probably can be worth it if you can grab a couple of things, because in this market you can, like flipping's not usually double anymore. It's like quadruple sometimes. So, which is wild. So it could be worth your time, I guess, depending on the type of product. But anyway, I don't have the way to do that. So everything I'm doing is off the secondary market. It's Facebook Marketplace. It's TCG Player and eBay. Still working on getting the tax exempt form complete. So hopefully that's done by the end of this week. I said 10 days when I first did it, which was like about a week ago. Right? So a couple more days probably before I get an answer with that. And then hopefully when I start buying off eBay again, I'm not paying as much so I can save more money, and that'll make it a little easier too. And I'll talk about that too. So once that gets done, I'll maybe make a purchase something off of eBay and kind of tell you like how much I'm making and how much I've saved by doing that, by attaching that to my LLC. Anyway, if you find it interesting, or if you have any thoughts on like how you plan on selling your collection, if you plan on selling your collection, I mean, I'd like to know. That way I can have more like insight of like how to make my thought process a little better throughout this whole thing, because it's a learning experience. Also, if you want to get your eyes checked, come check me out because I'm an eye doctor. Anyway, thank you for watching. Go touch grass.